Przybyli ułani pod okienko, przybyli ułani pod okienko. Pukają, wołają, puść panienko, pukają, wołają, puść panienko. Hi, my name is Julia. I'm from Poland and today I'm going to tell you a spellbinding story. So, let's begin. When the revolution broke out in Russia in 1917, the Western governments decided to send troops to help the forces fighting the Bolsheviks. British, American, French, Canadian and Italian troops landed on the shores of the Arctic Sea in the far north of Russia. These troops were joined by contingents from many other countries, among whom were also Poles. They were called Murmanskis, because they were stationed near Murmansk, a city on the Kola Peninsula on the Iceberg Sea. They quickly proved to be the most outstanding soldiers in the entire anti-Bolshevik coalition. They were said to be so brave that even the white bears wanted to serve in their ranks. Of course, these were jokes and legends, but as the Polish proverb says, in every legend there is a grain of truth. This story began not with war, but with love. One of the soldiers fell in love with a girl living in Arkhangelsk, but he had a serious rival, an Italian. To impress the girl of his heart's desire, he came to her windows with various animals, a dog, a cat, and even a trained weasel. The Pole decided to outsmart his rival, and one evening appeared in the street where the girl lived with a polar bear. Having done so, he defeated the Italian suitor and won the girl's heart. But unfortunately, the polar bear, which turned out to be a female, became very fond of the dog owned by the commander-in-chief of the Allied armies. The commander, protecting his pet, ordered the Poles to deal with the bear. But the Polish soldiers didn't want to do that, so they officially included the polar bear in the troop records and gave her the Polish name Baska. There was no end in sight to the fighting in northern Russia, and eventually all the Allies evacuated back home. Just in time, the Poles also returned. They managed to do so because the war was still going on in their country as well. The enemy was the same, the Russian Bolsheviks. Fortunately, during the summer of 1920, the Bolsheviks lost the battle at the gates of Warsaw. In order to commemorate this victory, even to this day, the 15th of August is celebrated as the national holiday of the Polish armed forces. Baska caused a real sensation in the country. For the first time in their lives, people saw a real polar bear. Baska didn't even mind being stroked. She bowed, gave her paw, and during parades marched in line together with the soldiers. When the time for parades came to an end, Baska returned with her soldiers to the fortress in Modlin, where pampered with delicacies like some general, she would probably have lived out her days in peace. Unfortunately, this was not her destiny. During one of the walks in the winter along the river Vistula, the queen of Polish rivers, Baska, seeing an ice floe, felt the call of the cold far north and suddenly threw herself into the water. Before the soldiers could even react, she started to swim. When they rushed to look for a boat, Baska climbed the shore on the opposite side of the river and marched straight toward the houses of a small village. The villagers, terrified by the sudden appearance of a presumed beast, killed Baska. The despair that day was enormous, from the officers' mess hall to the private squatters. Everyone felt as if they had lost a loyal friend and comrade in arms. And indeed, this was the case. Baska was never forgotten by the Polish army. To this day, you can still see photos in which the bear poses proudly with soldiers. She traveled halfway around the world with them to find herself in the free country of their dreams. And that's it, folks. I hope you liked this story. Thank you for watching. See you soon.